Um, I'm Matt Jones, and I'm joined by Eric. And just to be clear, neither of us are this person that you can see in front of you on this slide. But I'd really like you to focus on this image that you have in front of you right now. Stare at it. And if you don't remember anything else about what we're going to say in the next 15 minutes, then recall this image, and it will be important, I think. So we've heard already about the ecosystems in Wales and in Grenoble in terms of AI expertise. And what Eric and I are here to talk to you about this morning is a fantastic, new, exciting, I think very rewarding opportunity that's before us, where we're joining forces to create a joint centre for AI. And think back to the image that you've just seen. The joint centre that we're setting up is all about enhancing and amplifying the most wonderful, important technology of them all, which of course is the human. So how can we take what people already have in their heads and their hands and their hearts, and to extend that and to give them, if you like, some superpowers? I'm going to begin now by giving you a sense of the shared, I think, environment and ethos that we see both in Grenoble, and here's another picture to remind you of how beautiful that place is, and Swansea. I'm standing just a few hundred yards from the beach. This is where we're based in Wales. Swansea and Grenoble have been in strategic partnership as universities for over 5 years already. And we've done that because we have complementary skills and talents, but also, as I hope you'll see in this presentation, we also have a shared sense of purpose and duty to use our talents and skills to create excellent research, for sure. Research that will set the intellectual agendas across the world, but to do it with a sense of purpose for society and the economy. Now, at Swansea University, first of all, we have a couple of strategic investments that are going to help us carry out this work as part of the joint activity between us and Grenoble. The first is a 38 million euro investment by the EU and Welsh Government. It's called the Computational Foundry, and you can see a CGI image of it here. It's an incredible facility. I'm standing in it, very close to the beach. But it's much more than a building. It's a community. And if you come and visit us, oh, and here's a nice picture of the inside. If you come and visit us, at the front entrance, you'll see this plaque which explains that the place I'm standing was once the heart of the first industrial revolution. But what we're doing at the Computational Foundry is now thinking about the new materials and building them with a very human perspective, and with that purpose of doing good for the world. So that's the Computational Foundry. Within the Computational Foundry, as Peter mentioned, we have, it's now in its second year, our UK-funded Centre for Doctoral Training. This is a £10 million investment by UK government and our industrial partners, building a cohort of 55 researchers who are all going to be pushing the AI for good perspective. And at Swansea, as we saw with the Grenoble presentation, we have a huge number of enthusiastic and passionate supporters in the public sector, in industrial sector, and indeed in NGOs. I'm going to hand over now. I'll just skip that. I'm going to hand over now to Eric, who's going to give you a sense of what's happening in Grenoble, and then I'll come back to explain a bit more about how our work will proceed jointly. So over to you, Eric.
Thank you, Matt. Hello, everybody. As Philippe, I do have some connection problems, so my camera is off. Sorry for that. Yes, I wanted to give a quick overview of MIAI, our multidisciplinary institute in artificial intelligence in Grenoble. Philippe Vixorek already presented part of it, so I'll try to be fast on what he said. Just to mention that we have 4 main missions. In fact, the first one is to develop a world-class interdisciplinary research in AI, focusing on AI for the human beings and the environment, and the fact that we have this theme at the center of our institute was also one of the reasons why we tried why we decided to propose a joint center on AI with 20 on human-centered AI. Sorry. So our second mission is to offer attractive courses in AI, and our goal is to double the number of persons who graduate or who can attend courses in AI. And when I'm talking about persons, it's not only students, but it's also all the professionals. We are proposing a lot of courses that are short courses dedicated to professionals and citizens, and a lot of courses that are open to many different attendees. Then we want to sustain innovation in AI and develop AI in major companies, small and medium enterprises and startups. And one important point is that we currently have a bit more than 75 different industrial partners with whom we are engaged in over 100 projects, so around 110 different research projects. And so, I mean, there already is a lot of technology transfer that goes through these different projects, which are run by both academic and industrial partners. And our fourth mission is to inform society and interact with citizens on all aspects of AI. And so we frequently and regularly do presentations in AI targeting a very wide audience, and trying to have some debates on that. Next slide, please, Matt. Oh, thank you. Yes, I just wanted to show you a little bit the different axes on which we are focusing in MIAI. So I mentioned this theme, AI for human beings in the environment, but there is another theme that we are developing, of course, which is, let's say, a theme that is at the core of AI, and which we call Next Stage AI. And that is based on 3 axes. 2 of them are, I would say, common to almost all AI centers, namely machine learning and reasoning, and perception and interaction. So machine learning and reasoning. Machine learning is, of course, one of the reasons why AI is so popular today. So everybody is working on that, and we also have a lot of teams and researchers involved in this activity. And perception and interaction deals with natural language processing, speech processing, computer vision, robotics, and so forth. So this axis is also a very fundamental and old domain of AI. An axis that is less frequent is the one dedicated to embedded AI and our hardware architectures for AI. And we do not only want to develop new software, we also want to develop new hardware, as a lot of the improvements and the current improvements of AI are based on the hardware that we are using. And Philippe mentioned in this second axis, the one dedicated to AI for human beings and the environment, we have three main application domains, which are health, environment and energy, and industry 4.0. This does not mean that we are not looking at other axes, but this is simply, I mean, the choice of these 3 axes, 3 application domains, is based on the current activities and main activities that are going on in Grenoble. But the door is open to develop new applications, of course, and we are definitely willing increase our capacities in in other domains. And there is an axis on AI in society, and irrigates very. It's not always an axis that is found in all AI centers, even though it is becoming more and more popular. And in this axis, what we are trying to have colleagues from sociology, from philosophy, from law look at AI and bring their expertise in AI in order to define new regulations, ethical, legal regulations for AI, and in order to better understand how AI is accepted or not by society. Okay, that is all for this overview of the Institute. Matt, I let you continue.
Thank you very much, Eric. So I hope you've seen that there's a rich and long heritage in both Grenoble and Swansea with a focus of using AI for good. So why are we forming this new centre between our two locations? Well, I just want to let you think about this quote from Lee Sedol. It really struck me. This is when he lost against DeepMind's Go technology. I want to apologize, he said, for being so powerless. Why are we creating technologies that make people feel that way? Contrast that with technologies and instruments that allow people's hearts and souls to sing, like this virtuoso violinist, young violinist. Our focus in the new centre will be very much thinking about not making people feel powerless or outsmarted or outpaced by technology, but fully alive through the use of AI and big data. Here's our mission statement, if you like, just highlighted a few words. So there it is. We are going to focus on increasing people's abilities and harness their potential. We are definitely going to be working, and this is why today's event is so important to us, with anyone in our regions, in our countries and globally, who we feel we have the opportunity to serve and connect with. And ultimately, we're going to do it, I hope, to help the world be transformed in terms of providing better healthcare, better energy use, making us more sustainable, and indeed celebrating what it means to be alive. We're at the start of our journey, and I'm going to hand back now for Eric to finish, to explain, what we're going to be doing and when we're going to do it and how you could get involved. So Eric, over to you.
Yes, thank you, Matt, again. So yes, we have started working on this joint center for a while now, and we had organized a workshop together to identify potential collaboration. And it seems that there was a lot of interest from both sides. I mean, from researchers from both sides, not only from the board of directors of the two universities. And so after this period of exchange and thinking, we have decided to launch formally our joint center in next September, and to be able to put together some resources. And so with the goal to have common projects, and each project should be co-led by persons from Swansea and persons from Grenoble. And so there will be joint projects around PhD thesis, around postdoctoral students, engineers, and so on and so forth. And of course, we want to set up joint seminars, joint workshops, as we have already done so in the past. Promote staff exchange. It's very important that not only students can work in both locations, but that people from Swansea can come and spend some time in Grenoble, and people from Grenoble can go and spend some time in Swansea. And of course, we want to, as usual for research, we will try and publish our work, and hopefully get some additional grants. And these are pointers that you can look at for more information. Thank you very much.